Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we getting back into? It's the ultimatum South Africa. We are now on episode 7 called Back to Reality. Okay, before I get into this video, as I always ask, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and doing videos, and please copy, share, do what it is you do, you lovely people, including comment and likes. I am on the road to 1k. Now let's get into this video. So now it's the end of all the trial marriages. We know it's all the original couples all coming back together. What gets me is the presenters did turn around after Kanya made her whole, princess debacle, after she made her whole ass be shown about the situation that she's not happy with Isaac and Kay having their boy chat and X, Y and Z, even though, what they said was to be true at the end of the day. So they asked Kay, what is he bringing in the next 3 weeks? And I thought, well, hold on a minute. Kanya's been so bloody awful. Maybe you should ask her what she's going to bring in for the next 3 weeks, because that girl has enough mouth for a whole motherfucking army. Yeah, but when you ask her a direct question as to what it is that you are bringing, what are you going to do for the next 3 weeks or anything, I'm guaranteed she won't be able to answer it. She won't be able to answer it. Kanya's able to manipulate this man to the nth degree, and literally everybody but Courtney and his mother ignore the fuck out of it. She chats to that man any which way but Sunday, and she's rude with it too, man. Absolutely rude with it. So I'm saying Kanya is the type of woman where she is not going to let this man go, because she will not let another woman win over her, basically. Kay is her man. That's how she's seen it, that Kay is her man. So it's either let him move on by himself or literally change the habits of a lifetime, which I believe Kanya will find very hard to do, because she needs some kind of help with that. So Kay basically says he wants Kanya to keep it civil, respectful, regardless of the outcome. That's a tall meat. That is a tall meat to ask for Kanya to do something like that, because she ain't going to keep it respectful or civil at the end of the day. She believes that she's civil when she speaks to people, but she's not. She's rude as fuck. She's just rude. Absolutely rude. So then Kanya again makes it about herself. She refuses to sit and listen to what it is that Kay has asked for. And basically she says she doesn't want to sit there and listen to how Kay and Isaac have bonded. Again, she accepts no responsibility for the shit that she does and the words that come out of her mouth towards people. She's a very hateful person, and we've seen this in how she talks to Caesar, talks about Caesar. She's disgusting. Now in the next episode, she tries it with Ruth, but Ruth don't brook no argument with this girl, because Ruth can give as much as as much as Kanya gives, Ruth can give it back, basically. So Kanya knows who to do that shit with and knows who not to do that shit with. So Kanya didn't learn shit, let's just put it that way. Kanya didn't learn anything about herself to think that she has anything that she needs to change in order to continue with her relationship with Kay. She believes that she's perfect, and it's those around her that are the issue. Let's just put that out there. She thinks she's absolutely perfect. Yeah, there's no such thing as perfect in this world in the slightest. There's some flaws in everybody, but Kanya don't seem to think that she's got any flaws and everybody else is the problem. So you see Lindelli and Tabby hug for the longest. Now I find that a bit hella disrespectful, bearing in mind you've got Caesar and Genesis sitting there looking on as these two are hugging each other goodbye. And I'm just like, yeah, nah, you two need to temper that shit. We understand you made a connection. Your partners understand you two made some type of emotional connection. But the shit that you're doing in front of their faces is a little bit fucked up in my books. Like, seriously, a little bit fucked up. So you see Kay and Caesar hug, and she says a few words to him, and Kanya sees it as them two getting deliberately under her skin. At the end of the day, Caesar did not respect this woman the way in which Tabby is disrespecting Caesar right about now. Kanya would have an issue with any woman, I think any black woman, yeah, that got with Kay. She was happy for Courtney to have picked Kay because she knows that there would have been not have been there or anything for her to worry about. But the minute he got with a beautiful black woman is when she had an issue. I'm just like, jealousy has made this woman bitter. Jealousy has made Kenya hella bitter. I don't know what the fuck's happened in her life before she met Kay, but seriously, there's some serious disconnect there with her, like, completely. So you see Tabby and Scissor have a hug to say goodbye, and Tabby makes the comment, "You can have him back now." And I was like, hey, yeah, nah, my girl, nah. Wind your neck in on that one. At the end of the day, your man is Genesis, your man is not Lindelli. Yeah, you may have formed that emotional connection with Lindelli, but respect where respect is due, because if Scissor did that to Tabby, she would not stand for it in the slightest. But my thing is Scissor always makes an uncomfortable laugh, like she's okay with that situation and the comment that she's made. And you later hear that she was not happy with that comment. She found it hella disrespectful. And I'm like, stop laughing with them. Scissor needs to stop laughing with them and make her feelings known, because as soon as old girl would have said that to me, I'd have said, oh, no, that's not what we're not going to do. You're not going to tell me the man that I came here with and allowed you to borrow for 3 weeks, telling me, oh, you can have him back now. No, we're not going to do that. You are not going to disrespect me to my face. But Scissor doesn't do that. She just laughs it off, which doesn't help her cause, because she ain't telling people where her thoughts are, to be fair. And then people like Tabby and Kenya think that they can then walk over her. No, Scissor needs to start opening up her mouth. Like, seriously needs to start opening up her mouth from now and demanding that people listen to her when she speaks, because they keep taking this girl for a joke and a puppy show at the end of the day. So then you get back to the different flats. They're all gone to their different apartments, Kay and Kenya, and it starts straight away. Kenya is playing the full-on victim. She is mad at Kay. Kay's sitting on the bed, and this woman's screeching at him at the top of her voice to tell him to get off the bed and sleep on the couch or the floor or back where he was. And I said, you see how jealousy is going to make you look like a damn fool? Because this is what the jealousy is doing to Kenya right now, making her look like a damn fool. And this is how we know that this is how she behaves in private, because why in the fuck would you come on a broadband TV show, that's going to be shown to millions, and behave in that manner if you don't behave in that manner already? And the way that Kay sits back and kind of just tries to laugh it off and ignore the bullshit that's coming out of her mouth, he's been there before with this woman constantly. And this is what makes me think that yes, in aspects he may be a bit of an abused man in terms of emotional manipulation and emotional abuse from Kenya, but on the flip side as well, I think he likes that shit. He likes being in the motherfucking chaos of it. So she dashed the wine at him as she got more angry because he would not move off the bed. And I just thought to myself, if this man ever promises himself to this woman, even under any type of engagement or marriage, he's a fool. He's an absolute fool, because I couldn't stay with that. I really well and couldn't. She says she wouldn't say she's an angry person, but then she starts shouting at Kay and hitting at him because he won't get off the bed. How is that normal behaviour? How is that rationalised behaviour at the end of the day? So he then called her disgusting and said that she was not marriage material. So they start trading insults with each other, and that's when you kind of know, do you know what, these two have been in this merry-go-round before. I don't understand why they're here, why they're still together. I don't understand why Kenya made the ultimatum to him when she's going to treat him like this. Everybody, I reckon, who comes on this show, can't tell me they don't know the concept of the show, that you are going to bugger off with somebody else. At the end of the day, if you have a jealous streak a mile wide, why the fuck are you bringing the man on this show for? To show your ass? Do you know what I mean? So they begin to argue. Kanya's wailing like a damn banshee. So she is physically hitting him at this point, like seriously physically hitting him to get him off that rotted bed. So Kay has had enough. He does get off the bed, and I don't know if he moves into another room or if he moves to another apartment altogether just to give them that bit of space. But I think someone on the production team should have actually stepped in at that point, because it was going a little bit too far for me. And I'm just like, yeah, she wants to marry him. She wants to marry him, but yet this is how she's going. But hey, okay. And then it comes to Lindelli and SZA. The only thing I'm going to say about Lindelli and Tabby, and even down to Kanye, is some of these people up in here think they're entitled. They're way too entitled to due to the certain shit that they say. So you can tell that between Lindelli and SZA, things are awkward. And she's starting to feel awkward around him. Lindelli admits to SZA that he connected with Tabby and that they had been intimate. Not sexually, but every other way but. But SZA's eyes got big at that, and I thought, she can't really talk because she did the same scope with Kay at the end of the day. They got intimate, but not sexually in that sense. So Lindelli says to SZA that she has been inconsiderate and affected his experience. He feels disrespected. And I'm like, this is that entitlement again. Why are you making SZA feel piss poor because of the fact that she came onto the experiment, that you asked her to come on, you gave her the ultimatum, and now you're saying you feel disrespected and she's affected your experience? How has she affected your experience? She was going on about her business. At the end of the day, Lindelli was the one getting on the balcony watching them and being jealous and X, Y, and Z, and not necessarily going about his business. So that's a him problem, not a SZA problem. At the end of the day, for him to put that on SZA speaks of manipulation in order to make her feel bad and sorry for him for what she's supposedly done when she's done nothing at all. So Lindelli is basically saying that he will walk away as he wants SZA to be happy. I'm like, this is the gameplay. This is the gameplay at the end of the day that he's playing, because he don't really want to walk away. Yeah, basically what he wants is for her to literally grovel to him and apologize to him for making him feel the way that he's feeling when SZA didn't do anything in the motherfucking slightest. So SZA plays into it and becomes contrite and reassures Lindelli, basically saying that she loves him. She falls right into his trap of where he wanted her to be. He wanted that reassurance from her. Instead of asking for that reassurance, he then turns around and does it around the back way and makes her feel sorry for him, makes her feel that she is to blame for how he's feeling, when that is not correct in the slightest. So then we get to the biggest fuck shit of it all, Tabby and Genesis. So they get back to the flat, and Genesis has laid out all these gifts for Tabby, and it's absolutely gorgeous. She's loving it, she's enjoying herself, and Genesis has basically found he's learnt a lot about himself while he was with Courtney, and he wants to put that in action with Tabby, because at the end of the day he does love Tabby and he does want a relationship to work with her. So Lindelli thinks he's slick, because Tabby then goes to bed to this big bag on the bed thinking, oh my god, another present, oh my god. Poor Genesis is sitting there probably thinking, where the fuck did that come from, because Genesis didn't get it. So Tabby goes into the bag and pulls out a great big soft teddy bear, and as she's reading the card she realizes it's from Lindelli. Do you think she puts that bear down? No, she don't. She starts hugging that bear and then explains to Genesis that the bear's come from Lindelli, and she's hugging and kissing it. That is the most inappropriate gift ever, and inappropriately left on the eve that Genesis is coming back to the yard to start his trial marriage with his original partner. Lindelli's fucked up for that one. And you know what? Throughout this, he not tell SZA that he did that. He did not tell SZA that he did that, because my thing is the same way with Tabby and the fucking stupid Ras gift or whatever the fuck it was that she brought Lindelli and took it over to him when SZA was not in the place. She was at work at the time. She didn't wait for SZA to come home to say, I want to pass this to Lindelli and explain why. No, she went there when SZA was not in the home. Yeah, and then it was left out for SZA to see. So that's why I'm saying they had enough time. They had 3 weeks. Even the week before they knew that they were going to recouple back with their original couples, they could have exchanged gifts and put them away then. done that then. Why put it down as some type of surprise? Because you know what it is? It's a message to the people that they're with. That's what it is. It's another message to the people that they're with to fuck with their mentality in regards to their relationship. Lindelli was disrespectful to Genesis and Tabby was disrespectful to Scissor in the same way. The only thing is Lindelli probably could see that he was disrespectful when we get to the episode where Genesis explains it to him, because Genesis is actually a thinker. He's a thinker before he talks, and he makes sense when he talks. Then to Tabby, who when Scissor takes it back to her, actually sees it as a disrespect that Scissor brought the gift back. Doesn't necessarily understand or get it in her noggin why she was the one that was disrespectful to Scissor in the first place. So then we kind of see Courtney and Aidan, and the fact that Courtney's already set up the place as well to show him how much she missed him. It kind of comes about that we realise that, Aidan does not have a job. So Courtney is fulfilling all of that financial responsibility, which is a hard thing for someone to do for another adult person at the end of the day. So Aidan was happy to see her but felt guilty that he didn't get her anything. So basically she did go straight into the talk in terms of her expectations of him, and her expectations are high. She's wanting to see a difference in this man before she allots her life to him, basically. I think Aidan's at the space where actually he's had this experience and he wants to lock himself in with Courtney, but he's been very indecisive, and it is explained as to why he's been indecisive in the next episode, which I'll get into at a later date. So Aidan's talking about, with the expectations talk, how deep it got, but at the end of the day, Courtney's got to let these feelings out. She's got to let Aidan know exactly where she stands, and it's a case of, these are my expectations, are you able to meet them? My thing is you can't make your expectations of people too high, because at the end of the day, you don't want them jumping through hoops in order to be with you. The expectations have got to be ascertainable and be able, once they have been ascertained, to stay in place, to be maintained. And that's what I think Courtney wants to see from Aidan going forward. Courtney basically is telling Aidan that she doesn't feel that he fights for her or their relationship. And basically she felt that he would walk out rather than trying to stay back and deal with the situation at hand. Aidan again talks about how indecisive of a person he is. He doesn't know what he wants, so then he won't fight for it, which isn't fair on somebody like Courtney. At the end of the day, you've been together for seven whole years, and it's gone past the halfway point to the point where you should be knowing whether you want to put your all in with this person or not. So then I'm going to talk about the situation between Ruth and Isaac, basically, and talk about it as a whole rather than chopping and changing and going back and forth in regards to how it played out on the episode itself. So Ruth does apologise to Isaac, but I don't think she fully understands the reason why Isaac is so upset and the reason why he stayed in this experiment for her. There's a little bit of me that thinks that Isaac is still continuing to play games with Ruth, because at the end of the day, if Ruth is apologising for how things came about and the fact that she did not tell him about the situation because she owed him that respect at the end of the day, what she's not apologising for is sleeping with Nola. Now my thing is you shouldn't apologise for things that you don't mean at the end of the day. So I don't know why Isaac consistently keeps believing that Ruth should apologise for the fact that she slept with the man. She's not apologising for that fact because she wanted to sleep with the man at the end of the day. And that's where Isaac is falling flat, in that he's not understanding where Ruth is coming from. They're both literally just butting heads with each other, but getting nowhere in terms of sorting out this situation. Isaac in the first instance was not going to stay in the apartment where Nala stayed and where they shared a bed. He was not ready for that, so he did go to another apartment basically, and he believes that Ruth is only saying sorry because she got caught. And I'm like, this man did not necessarily hear the words that was coming out of Ruth's mouth, because Ruth explained what she was apologising for and what she wasn't apologising for. So it kind of like he added 2 + 2 and made 5. Do you know what I mean? He's definitely not in that type of frame of mind to listen to what it is the fuck that Ruth is saying at the end of the day, because he's in hurt land. He is in Hurtland, and in Hurtland you punish those that hurt you, and that's what Isaac is doing with Ruth right now. They need to get to a point where they're able to talk properly, because at the end of the day, Isaac made the decision to stay. He made the decision to stay, and that's what happened. Ruth point blank asked him, why in the hell did you stay? So he turned around and he pulled this ring out of his bag. I don't know if this was for show, but he pulled this engagement ring out of his bag, opened it up, put it on the table, and told her, that's why I came here to stay. So Ruth, basically, this is the first time I think they've ever been freaking honest with each other after this moment. So Ruth basically said to him, I don't know what you expect from me. This is me paraphrasing, because you in the 2 years have not shown me anything to say that this is where you want to be with me, that you actually well and truly want to get engaged and go down that path of being married. So basically she's saying she didn't know what the fuck Isaac wanted, so she read in between the lines thinking that this man don't want her, so she did what she wanted to do at the end of the day within those 3 weeks that she was not with this man. Because in her head, as I've already said, she said that her and Isaac had split up. So that's when Isaac starts to be truthful with her and actually starts to break it down. So now they kind of understand where each one is coming from. Do I think that peace will last between them? No, I bloody don't, but we shall see what happens next. So you see Kanya and Kay after this fucking debacle of a homecoming that them two had, basically. So Kay is really trying with Kanya to try and stop the silent treatment. I'm kind of like, my guy. Like, seriously. But then I understand, they've been together for, I think, a year. He's investing his feelings in this woman, come hell or high water at this moment in time. I see it as Kanya being utterly selfish and disrespectful anyhow. But you know what? Push comes to shove, you're going to pick and choose who you want to pick and choose at the end of the day. So Kay decides to apologise to Kanya. So Kanya basically wanted to know what was going on between him and Caesar. So she's gone back to the old adage of, I want to know what happened between you two. Because she, in her brain, thinks that she was the topic within their household. When actually Kay turned around and said to him, well, no, we didn't think about you at all, to be fair. We didn't really talk about you. And this is why I said Kanya is too self-absorbed. Too self-absorbed. And thinking everything revolves around herself and everybody has an opinion on her. Well, right now I have an opinion on her. I ain't gonna lie, I do. So she honestly believes that Kay and Caesar sat around talking shit about her all day, every day, when in actuality they didn't. It was actually Kanya that sat around with Isaac talking shit about Kay and Caesar all day, every day. That's essentially what happened. So Kanya, again, nasty terminology towards Caesar. Because Kanya in her brain believed that Caesar and Kay slept with each other because she said Isaac said something. And I'm like, how about you just ask Kay? Do you know what I mean? Ask the man whether they'd been that further intimate. Ask Caesar whether they'd been intimate like that. Because they hadn't. They hadn't at all. So Kanya made all this fucking roofery up in her head. Yeah, and made her look like a fool and a prat due to jealousy all over something that Isaac has said to her. She believed Isaac and didn't go and confirm the situation with anybody else. I mean, Caesar was close to Ruth and has discussions with Ruth. She could have asked Ruth. Ruth could have freaking told her, no, they haven't. Yes, they're connected, but they didn't sleep with each other. I don't know. So then Kay turned around and decided to be petty and tell Kanya exactly what Isaac was saying about her outside of their trial marriage. And this is why I think them two are a likely pair. They deserve each other for real, for real. So the episode ended here. But as I will say, I'll be back in quick succession with the next episode. So please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so you know I'm on and doing videos. As I've already asked, please comment, like, share, do what it is that you good guys do. Because I am on the road to 1K. And I'll be back again across your screens very soon. Peace out.